And moving on to 6.3, 9:35 a.m. item A, consideration of a resolution adopting supervisorial district boundaries for the County of Lake pursuant to sections 21,500. I'm going to say that really wrong. It's sec of the California Elections Code. I'll just read it as is. B, consideration of an ordinance rescinding ordinance number 2958, which amended Article 2, Section 2-4 of Chapter 2 of the Lake County Code, establishing the boundaries of the supervisorial district for the County of Lake pursuant to sections 21,500 as sec of the California Elections Code. And CAO Hutchinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you know, we've discussed redistricting a number of times. This is Matthew Rostein's project, so he will introduce Carolyn Walker with Prentice and Long, who is here for what we believe is the final agenda item related to redistricting.
Good morning, board. As your board is aware, census data is collected every 10 years, and in the year following, supervisorial districts are adjusted to ensure district populations are essentially equivalent and also to account for changes in populations among districts and for communities of interest. You approved final boundaries on November 30 during the last of your 4 public hearings pursuant to California Elections Code Section 21507.1. And additionally, you directed staff in consultation with County Counsel and Prentice Long, the county's contractor for redistricting consulting services, to prepare a resolution enacting the boundaries that you set. You will recall California Elections Code Section 21500 notes boundaries can be adopted by either ordinance or resolution. The resolution must be adopted today, as the deadline to adopt final boundaries is tomorrow, December 15. Additionally, an ordinance has been prepared for you to introduce today. This will rescind the portion of the county code where boundary adjustments were enacted in response to Census 2010. And staff recommends that your board adopt the resolution and introduce the ordinance. And I also wanted to note that Carolyn Walker of Prentice Long and Lon Sharp, our county GIS specialist, are present in Zoom if you have any questions. And I want to also defer to Carolyn if you have anything to add at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. I actually don't. You covered everything very succinctly. But if the board has any questions, I'm happy to help answer those. And thank you very much, Matthew.
Thank you both. Thank you, Mr. Rothstein, also for all your work on this. I know that it's been a long, drawn-out process to get all of this to our to a final resolution today. Any comments or questions?
Just want to thank them for all the hard work. I know it was said at one time how smooth our operation went and how well we worked together. And I guess I didn't understand that comment till I realized what was going on with our neighboring counties. So just want to thank them for all the hard work.
So I do have a comment, and I don't want to change anything today, but I know that in reading the resolution, or let me start reading the ordinance of the past, I could follow the specific measurements and the specific at this corner of this road and this street and so on and so forth. It was a lot more of a layman term to be able to follow. Here, it is a bunch of numbers, and it's really hard to tell right off the bat, are all the numbers within a district really in this batch of numbers? And I trust that the computer knows exactly what was drawn out by Mr. Sharp, and so that the computer drew out all those numbers. I did check a bunch of the numbers just to look, and everything was correct, including the simple changes that we made, for example, between District 2 and District 1 along Dam Road. What I'm hoping is that the districting map where you can access those numbers, the census map numbers, because that wasn't there before in the past, will still remain available so that if anybody wishes to double check and look at our resolution and make sure that census blocks are in the correct districts, that they have the capability to do so. I think it would be a very useful map to make sure that we keep for the next 10 years on our GIS site. And I think that would help me feel a little bit better, because from a layman term, again, it's very confusing to look at a big giant block of nothing but numbers that doesn't really relate to anything that we know of. I mean, even myself, those numbers mean nothing, but then when I can find it as a census block, I can understand. So that's my only ask to feel more comfortable with the resolution we have before us, is that we maintain that GIS with the districting as we see it currently available. And of course, maybe the first 5 options will disappear and only option 6 will remain. But I do appreciate the fact that it was there for me to double check those things as well.
So Supervisor Spati, I can speak to that briefly, if it pleases your board.
Please.
All of the draft maps will be retained over the next 10 years. So that final map will continue to be option 6. We can change the title designation to final adopted map. I'm sure Lon would be more than happy to make that change in the system. And we'll definitely make sure that a link to the map that includes the ability to investigate the census blocks is posted on our redistricting pages over the required 10-year period.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was my only comment for this. Other than that, I'm ready to move forward. Let's go ahead and open it up for public. Any public comment in the Zoom room or the board chambers on this item? And seeing none, let's bring it back to the board, and we have a few actions. Or maybe a couple actions.
You have 3, Mr. Chair?
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. The first action is to adopt the resolution adopting the supervisorial district boundaries for the County of Lake pursuant to sections 21-500 et sec of the California Elections Code.
And like you offer the resolution.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Mr. Chair, I will offer the resolution.
Resolution's been offered by Supervisor Simon. Roll call, please, Johanna.
Okay, Supervisor Simon,
Yes.
Supervisor Crandall,
Yes.
Supervisor Scott,
Aye.
Supervisor Pyska,
Yes.
and Supervisor Sabatier.
Aye.
Thank you.
And next, Mr. Chair, is a motion to offer the ordinance and have it read in title only.
No.
No.
No, the motion is not to offer the ordinance. The motion is to waive reading of the ordinance and have it read in title.
Thank you for the correction.
You.
I'll leave that in the hands of Supervisor Simon.
Oh, okay, I'm finishing.
He was brave enough to start it for us.
Okay. I should have been paying attention a little more. The motion is to
Waive reading of the ordinance.
waive reading of the ordinance,
And have it
read in title only. Second.
We have a motion by Supervisor Simon. I apologize.
That's all right.
And second by Vice Chair Crandall.
Okay,
Roll call, please, Johanna.
Supervisor Simon,
Yes.
Supervisor Crandall,
Yes.
Supervisor Scott,
Aye.
Supervisor Pyska,
Yes.
and Supervisor Sabatier.
Aye.
Now a motion to advance the ordinance for second reading, which can be next.
The 21st. Is there a time? Do I need to add a time on that? Okay. I move to advance the second reading of the ordinance to the December 21st Board of Supervisors meeting. Second.
We have a motion from Supervisor Simon, a second by Vice Chair Crandall. Roll call, please.
Okay, Supervisor Simon,
Yes.
Supervisor Crandall,
Yes.
Supervisor Scott,
Aye.
Supervisor Pyska,
Yes.
and Supervisor Sabatier.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to the entire team who worked hard on this, both our staff and our contractor from Margaret Long's office. Really appreciate all the work and looking to this impacting us and affecting our next 10 years. Oh, Supervisor
I
Simon.
do just want to also thank all of the public, whether they went online or attended the meetings, whether Zoom or in person, for participating in this. Very important every 10 years to do this. And I just want to make sure those folks of the public that participated and looked at the maps and came to the meetings, just want to say thank you very much, along with the help of our staff and all the work that was done on our consultants. So
Thank you for adding that. And I have seen other counties. It does seem that we had a much easier, smoother ride than others. So again, thank you so much.